I caught my wife cheating with a younger man. This is how I took nuclear revenge. Hi, I'm John, and I want to share among the hardest times in my life. After being wed for over 20 years, I learned my better half, Sarah, betrayed. This is the tale of just how I took care of that betrayal and what I did to move on. Everything started when I was planning a unique celebration for Sarah's 40th birthday celebration. I believed we enjoyed and had a steady life. Yet, that impression shattered when I found out about her event with a more youthful male. The shock, rage, and discomfort resembled nothing I had actually ever before really felt in the past, and I had no idea what to do next. I just became aware of the affair via happenstance. While utilizing Sarah's phone to view a message from our young child, I discovered conversations, images, and videos between her and this other guy. I felt as though the earth had suddenly given way beneath me. The person I trusted the most had actually deceived me in a manner I never thought possible. At first, I wasn't sure how to talk to her about it, but I knew I couldn't ignore it. Formulating an idea, I decided it was time to challenge Sarah as her birthday drew nearer, and I even thought about doing it in front of our loved ones. I wanted her to truly experience the pain and humiliation I was feeling. I worked on coming up with a plan for the event for several days. I got to work on a conversation. My initial plan was to merely show the evidence of her betrayal, but as I worked through it, I decided to include a few of our happy times together. I wanted everyone to see how things had changed, how it had gone from happiness to treachery, and what had been lost as a result of her actions. The gathering. When the celebration day finally arrived, it was a big event. We'd invited friends and relatives. Actually, I had prepared a speech to accompany the presentation. I began by discussing how Sarah and I actually met, our big day, the birth of our child, and a few of our best times together. Everyone was grinning and reminiscing about the good days, which filled the space with warmth. Then something changed. I flipped to the slide that displayed the texts and pictures that Sarah and the other man had exchanged. The atmosphere in the room instantly altered. When everyone realized what was happening, their faces showed how shocked they were. Sarah merely remained there, unable to speak or move, while everyone saw the reality, the final scene. But I wasn't finished yet. I was in for another surprise. Instead of the birthday cake that everyone was expecting, I had a custom cake decorated with a picture of Sarah and her partner. I led everyone in vocally chanting satisfied birthday celebration to her as it became longer. I wasn't done yet, but Sarah was inconsolable. I presented her with her divorce papers in front of everyone after the song. All sounds in the room stopped except for Sarah's soft wails. Her parents were furious. They approached me and said I had gone too far. But my family, which includes our daughter, helped me out. They believed that what I had done was correct and acknowledged the suffering I had been through. One of the most intense minutes of my life was that one. What followed? Following the incident, matters became even more convoluted. Sarah's parents threatened to sue me for being blatantly nasty to her. Sarah, though, urged them not to. She acknowledged that she had truly made a terrible mistake and that she would have to bear the repercussions. That gave me some small comfort, but it didn't make the anguish go away. I was unable to forgive her, even though she expressed regret. There was really no way to repair the harm that 20 years of trust had sustained. Sarah didn't really oppose the divorce, so I went ahead and got it. She acknowledged that she felt ignored, which is why she started the affair. She thought that I was no longer genuinely interested in her and that I had been just as focused on my work. She also mentioned that she had not felt wanted in our marriage for a very long time, and that the younger guy gave her that feeling again. The fact that I had previously benefited from this man hurt even more. He was one of the employees I employed years ago, but because of financial difficulties at my company during the pandemic, he was let go. I never would have imagined that he would return to my life in this manner, as the man who would ruin my marriage. Restarting. I had to decide exactly what to do after the divorce. It was hard to be single again after 20 years of marriage. My little girl was there for me even though there were moments when it felt like I was about to fall into a black opening. She turned into my source of resilience and gave me hope that I could make it through. I came to the realization that I had actually misplaced important items since I had been so focused on my task. I needed to rediscover who I was and start over. I eventually began to adjust to my entirely new life. I began engaging in completely new recreational pursuits, made new connections with longtime close friends, and began practicing self-care. Though not flawless, life was gradually getting better. Learning from the past. Sometimes, when I reflect on everything that happened, I wonder whether there could have been a better way to handle it. Maybe I should have had a private conversation with Sarah. Maybe we could have tried counseling before everything fell apart. I didn't feel like I had any other option, though, at the moment. I wanted her to feel at least a fraction of what I was going through since the pain and rage were so intense. I'm not sharing my story to inspire others to take similar action to mine. Instead, it serves as a reminder of how agonizing betrayal can be. Families are destroyed, and the wounds it leaves behind are extremely difficult to heal. I urge you to think things over thoroughly before making any significant decisions if you have ever found yourself in a situation like this. Talk to someone, consider the consequences of your choices, and seek guidance. The harsh reality. The most significant lesson I took away from all of this is the importance of engagement. Over the years, Sarah and I had drifted apart, but we had never once talked about it. We didn't deal with the growing distance between us, and by the time we noticed, it was already too late. Perhaps things might have been different if we had been more honest with one another. I also learned that getting even does not make the hurt go away. Exposing Sarah's incident seemed good at the time, but it didn't make the agony go away. Ultimately, it didn't help me feel any better or eliminate the betrayal. Time and the support of my loved ones are the only things that have really helped me heal. Sarah's synopsis. Sarah got in touch with me a couple of times throughout the months that followed the separation. She wanted to offer her explanation and apologize once more. It didn't feel nearly as enticing to someone younger, in her opinion. She said the occasion provided her with an escape from the loneliness she had been experiencing in our marriage for a number of years. She said that she knew it was bad from the beginning. She was never ready to leave me, but the affair gave her a sense of life she hadn't had in a long time. I felt a little better after hearing her describe this, but it did provide some closure. It helped me understand why she did what she did, even though I was unable to provide forgiveness. Proceeding. I'm in a much better place now. Over time, the hurt caused by the disdain has actually lessened, and I've learned to let go of my previous resentment toward Sarah. Because of our small daughter, I still see her on occasion. Although our opinions will never align, we make an effort to be kind toward her. To be honest, I've started dating again, albeit slowly. I'm still working through trust fund issues, but I have faith that eventually I'll be able to open up completely to someone new. Right now, my priorities are continuing to repair my life and being the greatest father I can be. Final thoughts. I want you to know that you're not alone if you read this and are going through something similar. One of the most difficult situations to deal with is betrayal, but you can get over it. In the end, you will emerge stronger since it will take time and not be easy. Take note of my mistakes, consult with your companion, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Ultimately, life is too short to cling to anger and bitterness. Focus on getting well, surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate you, and make progress one step at a time. You're going to be fine. You'll get through it.